What's up, Taiwan? I'm Joyce coming to you from Taipei with the latest news. The military says it's on high alert after China held live-fire military exercises near the Taiwan Strait this morning. Jaime Ocon has been following the drills, and he joins us now from Taipei. Jaime, how big were these exercises?
Well, these drills started at 9 a.m. Tuesday morning and lasted until 1 p.m. And like you said, China was conducting conducting live-fire drills near the country, near Nyosan Island, which is actually one of the closest Chinese islands to Taiwan, roughly 125 kilometers from the main island of Taiwan. China's Maritime Safety Administration said that it actually closed some of the waters and warned vessels not to go in as to not get shot by any of the live ammunition there. Size-wise, this drill wasn't the biggest, but it's the timing of the exercise that really is grabbing a lot of the attention. These drills come just a week after China conducted large-scale exercises around Taiwan that pretty much simulated a blockade of the country, but also comes just 2 days after the United States and Canada sailed a guided missile destroyer warships into the Taiwan Strait. Now, China does not like when foreign militaries operate in the Taiwan Strait, as it believes that this body of water and Taiwan as a whole is part of its own territory. So Tuesday's exercises are most likely a continuation of Beijing showing its military might.
And Jaime, what have you heard from the military? How is Taiwan responding?
Well, Taiwan's defense ministry told me that there's nothing unusual about the exercise. This is a routine, an annual exercise, but the military has been deployed to kind of monitor the situation and see what exactly is China practicing. This week is particularly busy in terms of military activity as Taiwan also gets ready to conduct live-fire exercises in the Taiwan Strait. On the outlying islands of Penghu on Thursday, the military there will use a combination of tanks and missiles to simulate how to stop an enemy from landing on the beach. So there's a lot of back and forth between China and Taiwan, but Taiwan says that its military exercises are more of a show and a demonstration of its military capabilities, showing they'll do everything it can to defend its borders.
Thank you for that update, Jaime. That was Jaime Ocon live in Taipei. Taiwan's main opposition party is calling for the government to be clearer on its civil defense plans, as managing the threat posed by China is causing social and political rifts in Taiwan. Rick Lowert has more.
Here at Taiwan's legislature, the government's big plan for civil defense is coming under fire. President Lai Ching-te recently launched the Whole of Society Defense Resilience Committee. It's designed to prepare the country for potential natural disasters like typhoons and earthquakes, but also a potential attack from China, which claims Taiwan and has recently increased threats to take by force. The government here says the country must be prepared to defend itself. It has boosted defense spending, extended conscription, and rolled out civil defense programs. But the country's main opposition group, the Kuomintang or KMT, say the government's plan is going too far, militarizing society and instilling fear of war.
国人都在问，战争是不是已经要来临了？要不然为什么要这样全民皆兵哦？民进党执政之后3不5时的呢，就挑衅，而且让两岸的关系越来越紧张。
Opposition legislators point to recent controversy over high school students being asked to volunteer for the Youth Service Corps. They say parents were concerned that their children could be sent to the front line. But the government said the Youth Service Corps has no military role. It's not unusual for opposition lawmakers like these to attack the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, particularly when it comes to China and defence. The Kuomintang believes in closer ties with Beijing and accuses the ruling Democratic Progressive Party of stoking tensions across the strait. What sort of relationship Taipei should have with Beijing and how to face the China threat splits society and politics here. Opposition lawmakers are now calling on the government to be clearer about what role it expects Taiwanese citizens to play in the event of war. Joseph Wu and Rick Lowert in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's representative for APEC has been officially announced. Lin Xingyi, who previously served as Vice Premier and Economy Minister, will lead Taiwan's delegation to the Economic Forum in Peru in November. Reese Ayers joins us now live with more from Taipei. Reese, what can you tell us about this pick?
Well, Joyce, 77-year-old Lin Xingyi certainly fits the bill. He's a current senior advisor to President Lai Ching-te and also to the Economic Development Committee. And over the last few decades, Lin has worn many hats in both the public and private sectors. Privately, he's got managerial experience in the automobile and insurance industries. In the public sector, he served as the economy minister and then as the vice premier of Taiwan in the early 2000s under the Chen Shui-bian administration. Since then, he's served as an advisor to two further DPP presidents, including Tsai Ing-wen and, of course, current President Lai Ching-te. He's also known for having a strong knowledge and understanding of Taiwan's industrial development and, more generally, economics and world economy. He's also known for his diplomacy skills. Lin was actually part of the APEC delegation in 2000 and 2001, and he was then sent to APEC Korea 2005 as the lead delegate, where he actually met with the then president of China, Hu Jintao, and they actually shook hands in a rare display of warming of relations between China and Taiwan. But perhaps most importantly for Lin is that he has no official party affiliation here in Taiwan. Now that's key because Taiwan's first pick for APEC 2024 was actually Chen Jianren, and he was the former vice president of Taiwan, and he was considered too political a pick for China, too senior. China vetoed that decision, which has now led to Lin being sent in his place. He's not quite as senior. And there are hopes with Lin that with his more humble approach to diplomacy and his mix of experience in the public and private sector, that not only will he be able to stimulate some economic opportunities for Taiwan, that also, as current Chinese President Xi Jinping will be there in Peru, that Lin will be able to offer another olive branch of sorts to Beijing.
Thank you, Reese. And Reese will be traveling to Peru in November to give us on-the-ground coverage of this year's APEC summit. Taiwan is drilling its first deep geothermal well in the northeast of the country. The well in Yilan is a joint project by state-owned refiner CPC and Taiwan's top research institute, Academia Sinica. At a ceremony marking the start of drilling, Economy Minister Gov't pledged subsidies for the creation of a complete geothermal supply chain to help the country transition to green energy. To learn more about geothermal's potential in Taiwan, John Van Trieste spoke to Tseng of the Taiwan Geothermal Association.
What can you tell us about the state of geothermal power in Taiwan right now?
现在台湾有5座地热电厂，然后预计在明年会有3座新增的地热电厂。预计在2025年的目标是20 megawatt。我想大概1个 megawatt 可以供应1000户的家庭用电是没有问题的。
So what is a deep geothermal well, and how is it different from all the other geothermal projects Taiwan has put in place so far?
简单说，越接近地形，温度越高。好，然后呢，它的热也会越稳定。如果我们做这个 deep geothermal， 它的特性就是说，我在面对风险的时候，我可以比较低，因为我知道下面的热是稳定的。一般国际上定义大概在3000公尺以下，深度超过3000公尺。我们就会定义成deep geothermal.
What's the potential for geothermal power in Taiwan? Is it a serious candidate for helping us get off fossil fuels and nuclear power?
它中断了28年，所以我们这一段时间，我们其实是落后菲律宾跟印尼很多的。工程技术跟产业链上面都是比较有可能取代的会是燃煤电厂，未来地热。那地热在台湾有很巨大的潜能，我们叫 potential。30年前，台湾政府调查出来就有26个地方可以发展地热发电，那实际上还有更多地方是没有被调查出来的。
That was Director of the Taiwan Geothermal Association, Tseng. Taiwan's export orders increased more than 7% from August to September, marking the 7th straight month of growth. It's also the third highest September on record. The economy ministry says orders for the month reached nearly $54 billion, 4.6% higher than the same month last year. Demand for new technologies like AI and high-performance computing is driving the growth. Analysts say the upward trend is likely to continue into October. Leaders from India and China have agreed to reduce tensions along a disputed border in the Himalayas. India's foreign secretary says the new border patrol deal can lead to disengagement in an area that saw clashes between the two nuclear-armed neighbors in 2020. Those left 20 Indian and 4 Chinese soldiers dead. India says officials from the two countries held several rounds of negotiations over the past few weeks before coming to the agreement. Indonesia is planning a construction freeze on Bali that's meant to tackle over-tourism and to protect the island's culture and environment. Rosie Greninger reports.
Heavy traffic on the streets of Bali, one of the side effects of a surge in tourism to the Indonesian island. Known for its natural beauty and its deeply spiritual culture, Bali's visitor count has soared since the COVID-19 pandemic, resulting in the transformation of open green spaces into villas, restaurants and clubs.
Okay, they're building villas, they're building hotels, they're building shops. So they're looking at, okay, it's a destination where I can make money, which is not supposed to be. Bali is not that it used to be. Bali is supposed to be, people come here for nature, people come here for people come here for culture, which is we're losing right now, which is becoming a different kind of tourist coming into Bali right now.
In the first half of 2024, 2.9 million foreign visitors landed in Bali airport, marking a more than 23% increase from the same period the year before. Now, many of those visitors are here for the growing party culture, leading to bad behaviour from some travellers. Viral videos of unruly visitors disrespecting sacred sites and culture or committing illegal offences, including driving under the influence, have sparked outrage among local communities.
Contohnya banyak juga tamu-tamu yang bermasalah yang masuk ke sini, yang bikin masalah di bukit sini. Dan itu adalah sesuatu yang memang terjadi akhirnya. Kita harus expect itu terjadi ketika perkembangan terjadi, ya ada masalah itu pasti itu.
The influx of travellers and overdevelopment has also increased pollution, threatening the island's natural environment. In a bid to protect Bali's agricultural heritage, ecosystems and culture, the Indonesian government is planning to impose a moratorium on the construction of villas, nightclubs and hotels. The period for the construction suspension is unclear, but it could remain in place for up to a decade, depending on government evaluations.
Karena Bali memiliki budaya yang unik, ini harus dijaga, dan alam yang masih indah dan asri ini yang perlu harus dijaga, karena itu aja yang kita miliki modalnya. Sehingga ini memerlukan pengkajian lebih dalam, artinya akomodasi apa saja yang akan menjadi moratorium, yang penghentian sementara, dan di daerah mana saja. Apakah Bali secara keseluruhan?
The government has also introduced a tourism tax of 150,000 rupees, or around $9 to help protect its culture. But for many on the island, a rising tourism means more income.
Tapi untuk saya sih sebagai di sini sebagai guru selancar dan saya bekerja di sini, saya senang dengan keramaian ini.
Leaving the Indonesian government looking to strike a balance between the economy, local culture and environment to transform Bali into a quality and sustainable holiday destination for generations to come. James Lin and Rosie Greninger for TaiwanPlus.
Thanks for joining us for What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media. And before we go, we take you to the streets of Santiago, Chile, where hundreds of people dressed as zombies came out for the annual zombie walk. I'm Joyce. Take care and see you next time.